Hope your hearts are open this morning, because there's a lot of good stuff that's going to come on in. You know what I'm saying? Are you guys going to come on and sing this right now? Yeah. I'm in the
Let's all stand up.
Yeah,
Lift our energy.
Yes.
Whoa, here we go. It's time to soar at Unity of the Valley.
It's time to soar.
It's time for our opening congregational. Welcome, everyone. It's so great to see you. I'm in the right place at the right time, and I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Well, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Yeah. Bring it down.
My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Right here, right now. My soul is welcome here.
Sing it. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here.
Your soul is welcome here, and so is every other little part of you. Welcome. I'm Carolyn, your service assistant, and we're going to begin with an opening prayer. So let's just take a breath and be here, right here, fully present, open hearts, open minds, setting an intention to listen and learn and grow and share, and to spread this joy with each other. And to everyone who is visiting this morning, we extend a very special welcome to you. and hope that you will feel right at home. Thank you, God, for this beautiful day and for this beautiful service which we are about to enjoy. Amen. So, podium, I feel kind of exposed. You like that? We have Janet and Narian here. They're back with their good friends Matt and Becky from Seattle. And we had such a good time last night at the concert. It was fabulous. I don't mean to make you feel bad if you missed it. Well, maybe a little bit. But it was really wonderful. Great variety of music and just a really good time. And we can just trust that whenever Janet and Arian arrange anything, it's going to be the bomb. If you're here for the first time, any one of us can answer any questions that you have about the church. And we have fellowship after the service in the social hall, and we have refreshments, and it's a time when we can get to know each other a little better and get caught up so that we don't take half an hour during the greeting time. Yes, sir.
Richard, first time here. I have a special prayer. I'd like everybody to please keep me and my family in your prayers. I lost my job 2 weeks ago this last Friday, and I need a job really badly where I can support me and my family. And say a prayer where I get a little bit of help today, get some gas, get out, look for work tomorrow. We have nothing at all, and I'm on empty right now.
And your name is? Richard. Richard, we are seeing abundance pouring in and through you now so that all of your needs are met and surpassed. And you are in your right place, and this is the right time, and we support you fully. Thank you for being here. Okay. After the service, our prayer chaplains will be up here, and they are able to keep your concern, whatever it is, or your celebration, completely confidential, and they will pray with you. That energy stays with you all week. It is such an amazing blessing. They've all been individually trained in their beautiful prayers, so I hope that many of you can take advantage of that. Would you stand, the prayer chaplain, so people can see who you are? Warren and Patricia, you are in good hands. Unity is all about prayer, so come see them after the service. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, in case your heart isn't already just wide open, we're going to invite Adele forward to light the candle. And Adele is starting kindergarten this fall. And she's excited because she gets to learn Spanish. Okay, Adele. Mind that taking time because let me be close to you for a little longer. Okay, we're going to extend a special blessing to Adele and to the young people, anyone else coming up here and sharing this love that is pouring out. The teachers, young people, all come join us up here, and we will say this prayer for Adele and for all the young people and teachers. Beautiful, thank you. Okay, together. You are a beautiful child of God, perfect in every way. You are loved unconditionally, just the way you are. And we'll take that in for ourselves too. I am a beautiful child of God, perfect in every way. I am loved unconditionally, just the way I am. I'll sing you off to the school. Just wait one verse. Great energy in here this morning. Thank you to each and every one of you. So, does this look familiar? You tired of hearing this announcement yet? Oh, good, because you're going to hear it again. Yes. Don. Oh. I was captivated by her eyes. Now, are you going to get off my back? Yeah. Okay, let's check this out. If you want to plant a rose bush in our upcoming memorial garden for Unity, how much money will you donate? And if you want to have inscribed an inspirational word in the parking lot on a special space, how much money will you donate? And what is the welcome gift for anything? Any amount? Yes? Any amount. All right. So if you've been thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to do that, let's do it. Let's get this done. I am tired of this announcement. This needs to be done by the time the rains come. And so whatever you can give is most welcome. We need to be good stewards of our abundance and of our physical facility. So let's do it. I know we have the resources and we have the resourcefulness. Janet?
Yeah, Inspirations are going to buy a parking spot, right? We're going to put some crazy words in.
We would expect nothing less. Inspirations, you are well named. Thank you. The Board of Trustees would like to invite you to a town hall meeting on Sunday, August 5th, after the service at 11:30. Okay? And this is an update. It's like State of the Union, State of Unity. So come and ask any questions and find out what's going on and where we are, and we'd like everyone who can to be there. We think that we have found a home for the organ and piano that we've been keeping here, but if you are interested, please don't hesitate to let Teresa know. The Youth Ed has 2 wonderful activities coming up, and the first you probably know about. They're putting together little quilt squares made out of poster paper, and you can design your own little square on that. It's just a way to participate in this project that our wonderful children have initiated, and they've welcomed us to participate. And so we want to show our support in whatever they do, which means that we want to show up and have pancakes with them on August 12th. Pancake breakfast on a love donation basis, and it's going to be between the services, so about 9 to 10. So come and get pancakes and fill your tummies and support our youth and have a good time. More fellowship, more talking, more hugging, more good feels. On August 19th, Sunday, from 12 to 2, Joshua Inacio will be doing a workshop. He is a gifted channel who comes to us from England. Tickets are $40 and registration is available on our Unity website. So I bought 2 bunco tickets today for me and a guest. And those tickets are purchased as a fundraiser for Unity. And this is one of the activities we count on to help us, through the year. So even if you can't come, we would appreciate a donation. So that's going to be Friday, August 17th. It's a good time. You can be as competitive or not as you like. It's all fine. The Walk to End Alzheimer's is having its annual Tahoe Joe's fundraiser on August 23rd, and you can see Bob Panzer in the Great Hall. Bob Panzer is a wealth of important information at our church and in our community at large. Don't cheat yourself. Just go and talk to Bob. Go see Bob. That could be another motto. Go see Bob. He's got information about all kinds of wonderful things that are happening here. So he sits at a table in the Great Hall, and after the service, he's always available. The quarterly workday is this coming Saturday, August 4th. If you can come for a couple hours, great. If you can come for the day, that's great. Lunch is provided. It's very well organized. And on Sunday, we all love to see what's been accomplished. The church sparkles and shimmers. And then a reminder that we love to greet each other in unity, and some people are not comfortable hugging, or you might have a cold and not want to share everything. So namaste is fine. And if you want to hug, just open your arms. It's all good. You can do no wrong here. That's it. Let's sing.
Yay, Carolyn!
You're so good. Our greeting song, Speak Truth and Set Intention. Let's all stand. Speak truth, set intention. Feel real, the power within. Breathe in, love's dimension. Speak out, do it again, do it again. Speak truth, set intention. Feel real, the power within. Breathe in, love's dimension. Speak out, do it again, one more time. Speak truth, set intention. Feel real, the power within. Breathe in, love's dimension. Speak out, do it again. Greet your neighbor. In the midnight hour, do it again.
When you're feeling down, speak your truth, babe.
Set intention again.
Hey,
Do it
yeah. How.
Doo ba ba doo ba ba doo ba.
Speak truth,
Set intention. Feel real, the power within. Breathe in, love's dimension. Speak out, do it again. Speak truth, set intention. Feel real, the power within. Breathe in, love's dimension. Speak out, do it again. Do it again.
speak truth, set intention.
Feel real, the power within. Breathe in, love's dimension. Speak out, do it again. Speak truth, set intention. Feel real, the power within. Breathe in, love's dimension. Speak out, do it again. Speak out and do it again.
Do it,
Speak out and do it again. Speak out and do it again. Be real.
My friends, you heard the clarion call. What it takes to get us back. So it's time now for us to turn within, take a breath, and remember this very central affirmation of who we are and what we're about. No matter what is going on in the world or in our inner world, there is a deep joy and a peace, knowing that God means everything for good. So let's affirm this together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good.
Yeah, baby.
What's all the fuss about? Why can't people just get along? Maybe we ought to talk about all the good we got going on. Well, everybody knows there's a better way, and we're all hoping and praying that one day there'll be love all around the world.
all around the
There'll
world,
be peace and understanding.
all around the
There'll be
world,
joy all around the world.
all around the
There'll be
world,
happy children singing
all around the world.
Well, can't you just feel it? It's everywhere. It's a powerful spirit on the air. Won't be no reason to sing the blues, and there won't be nothing on the radio but good news. We'll have love all around the world.
All around the world.
There'll be peace and understanding.
All around the
We'll
world.
have joy all around the world.
All around the
There'll be
world.
happy children singing.
All around the world.
We know we're gonna bring about a positive change, but I can't help feeling how it keeps on getting so strange. Well, how do we get away from the misery and pain and still feel the sunshine in the pouring rain? We'll have love all around the world.
All around the
There'll be
world.
peace and understanding.
All around the world.
We'll have joy all around the world.
All around the
There'll be
world.
happy children singing.
All around the
We'll
world.
have love all around
All
the
around the
world.
world.
We'll have peace and understanding.
All around the
We'll
world.
have joy all around the world.
All around the
There'll be
world.
happy children singing.
All around the world.
Sing it with me, everybody, yeah.
All around the world. All around the world. All around the world. All around the world.
Okay, time to shift gears. Whoa, okay. All right. So I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity that's afforded me right now, and I'm going to take a selfie. Yeah, because I need to capture this. So it's like we're going to, everybody, you're all going to be in the background here. So, all right, here we go. All right, everybody. All right, big waves, everybody. There we go. I'm posting this. There we go. More activity. I'm doing several. Okay. There we go. All right, excellent. Thank you for playing along. This will make its way to Facebook later, I'm sure. So, how many of us have these little things? Yeah, I know, exactly. A blessing and a curse at the same time. However, it's like, I ponder this through the course of my lifetime. I fought like hell to keep from getting this. And my daughter, my oldest daughter, when Becky and I were first starting to date, she came up to me and she's like, "Dad, we need cell phones." And I was like, "No, we don't need cell phones." She's like, and she kept doing it. So she did this entire presentation to me that she had thought it out logically. And Becky was over visiting, and this was like within the first couple years of us dating. And we're sitting on the couch, and Mallory comes in, and she presents, she goes, "So I've been thinking about this, and here are the reasons why we need a cell phone, or I need a cell phone. It's like, I'm going to be like traveling out, I'm going to be like doing more things and working, and you want to stay in touch with me. And if we go on Verizon, Becky's on Verizon. It's a free call." So, it's like, and at the time I was living, we were living 45 miles apart from each other, so it was a long distance dating thing. So she made this very, very well-reasoned argument, and she got done with it, and she had made her presentation. She stepped back, and I looked at Becky, and Becky looks at me, and she smiles, and she goes, "You're on your own with this one." So, which was very smart. I have to give her kudos. But over the course of my lifetime, it has taught me this, like our progression from computers. So for those of you that know, this is how computers used to be. Used to be these big banks of, reel-to-reel. You see them all. How many of you have seen Hidden Figures? Hidden Figures, the movie? Okay, so in that movie, the character played by Octavia Spencer was in charge of working, and this was the brand new IBM 7090 that had a processing speed of 24,000 calculations per second, which was unheard of at the time. If you went now and said, hey, I've got this thing that's 24,000 calculations per second, it would be like, are you kidding me? It's like a horse and buggy now. But this is what we have come for. I mean, we've come forward on this as far as this progression of technology. When I was in school, we had a computer similar to this that was just a little bank computer that fed through a phone line to a larger bank of computers like this, and you had to enter everything on this kind of teletype. And all your programs, everything were put on this kind of teletype, and you had to key in all the commands and everything, and you had to like know Fortran in order to do that. You'll see that he's got on the side there's this thing, it's a ticker tape. And these were the programs. These were how the programs were stored, is that you would have this long reel of ticker tape, and you would have to feed it into this reader, and you would have to run it, the entire ticker tape, in order for the program to run on your computer. Then you would have to take the ticker tape and you would have to roll it back by hand back to its original, and these things got to be this large if you had any sort of complex program. We had one program that was about this big, and all it did was print a calendar of 1975. That was it. Then you'd have to roll it up, and you'd have to put a rubber band around it, and then you'd have to carefully lift it back onto the shelf and hope to God that it didn't like fall out from the middle. And otherwise, it's like, New York Times ticker tape parade. But the process by which this has all happened is that we have progressed from this to the phone. And the phone is this marvelous, marvelous, what we would consider supercomputer now compared to this. However, each of us owns our own supercomputer as well, and that is the human brain. The human brain has the capacity of outperforming any kind of electronic device on this planet. There is an organization called the Human Brain Project that started in 2013, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to make a working model of the human brain in a machine format. So, oh, wait, I forgot my important part. We'll go to that. So there's the machine format. This thing is really, really massive and very heavy, and still is about 50 times slower than the human brain. So you think about the intricacies of how this works and all the functions that it carries and all the data points that it fills in, that it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning to think, as far as what we have here, that just operates systems. And really, honest to God, we don't even really think about it unless something goes wrong. And once something goes wrong, then it's like, oh, I should think about this, or I should put my focal point on this. So as far as debugging code, because we all have this operating system that happens within ourselves similar to a computer. If you're on your phone and you're like streaming, or you're enjoying something, or you're watching a video, and then all of a sudden you hear a ping, and you get this screen, system update available. How many people has that happened to? Yeah. Do you enjoy it? No, it stops us in what we're doing, or stops us in our little dopamine-driven, endorphin. It's like going, oh, I'm so satisfied. And it's like, wait, what, you want me to do? And now I mentioned it to Becky that I was going to show this, and her reaction was like, I hate that. Are you kidding? It interferes with everything, and I'm just deferring it. So this, similar to ourselves and our spiritual, transfers, you have choices. No thanks. I don't want the system update. Thank you very much. I'm going to download this later. Okay, I'm busy right now. I'm going to download it later. Or, hey, I've got the time. Let's download it now. the whole function of this is to enhance your system processing capability, catch bugs, keep malware out. And it is similar in nature to what we do with our human brain. Our brain is tied in this symbiotic relationship with our heart that takes in data, and the way that it processes it, it sends data to your heart. Your heart then turns around and processes it and puts a value on it, and then sends it back to the brain, which kind of generates your emotional core, your ingenuity, and all that. So how this kind of developed for me is many, many years ago, while I was in high school, my mother passed away suddenly, and part of the whole process was that they had the body in state at the funeral home, and we went, and we were, as kids, we all had to walk through and pay our last respects. This was kind of like the traditional thing that our family did. And I walked in, and I looked at the casket, and I saw my mother's body, and the first reaction was, that's not my mom. There was something different. There were similarities, and yeah, it kind of looks, but essentially what was left was the hardware. Was the hardware of the computer system that functioned as my mother. What was gone was the operating system. Her soul had left. Everything was, there was no glow, there was no shine on that. This got me to thinking, is like saying, okay, how does this work? Because I had completely taken for granted up to that point as far as how my body worked. You know, we were grown up Lutheran, and we were just told, here's what you believe. But we didn't really get into the spirituality part of it. It was a series of rules and regulations, and you need to stay this way or you're going to go to hell, and you want to achieve to go to heaven. But after this, I started forming myself on a spiritual path. Many, many years later, my father passed away, and so now I'm like going, oh, good. Here, I have an opportunity now to test my hypothesis. Is my dad going to look the same as my mom? And my dad was in great, great physical shape. He ran marathons and took really, really good care of himself. And I walked in, same reaction. It was like, this is just simply a casing for everything that was my father. Part of the process before that, my dad had remarried after my mom passed away, and his wife at the time wanted to integrate the two families. So we all got together, and we met for this kind of presentation that this guy did, and it was like at a Red Lion Motor Inn at SeaTac Airport, where people come and have convention, presentation things like they're selling Amway. And so we're in this conference room that was probably designed for about 50 people, and there's 8 of us in this conference room, and the guy's giving this presentation to both families. One of the data points that he put in there, which I found very interesting, that caused me to really, really think about this in this computer way, was that he said, your subconscious takes in data, and it feeds it into the system, but it does not give it a value. It does not give it a positive or negative. It treats it as neutral. It's a neutral piece of information that gets fed into your system. Your system then takes that and processes it, and then assigns a value to it, whether it be positive or negative, which is based upon all our experiences. All our experiences, both positive and negative. Whether we've had trauma in the past, whether we've had joy in the past, how our parents brought us up, how our friends influenced us, and how data comes processing in. Becky had found a piece from Emily Cady talking about this relationship as well.
Hi, guys. Hi. So some of you may have read this beautiful Unity classic. This is by Emily Cady, Lessons in Truth. And in the third chapter, third lesson, she's talking about thinking. So I'll just read a little bit of it to you. When we say there is but one mind in the entire universe and that this mind is God, some persons recognize God as the one life, one spirit, one power, pushing itself out into various degrees of manifestation through people and things, will at once say, yes, that is all plain. I understand that. That's perfect. But someone else might say, if all the mind there is God, then how can I think wrong thoughts or have any but God thoughts? The connection between universal mind and our own individual minds is one of the most difficult things to put into words. There is in reality only one mind or spirit, which is life, intelligence, and so forth in the universe. And yet there is this sense in which we are individual, separate, and that we have free will and are not puppets. Man, human, is made up of spirit, soul, and body. Spirit is the central, unchanging I of us, the part that since infancy has never changed and to all eternity will never change. Soul, or what metaphysical Christians call the mortal mind, is the region of the intellect where we do conscious thinking and are free wills. This part of our being is in constant process of changing. In our outspringing from God into the material world, spirit is inner, one with God. Soul, or mortal mind, and intellect is the clothing, as it were, of the spirit, and body is the external clothing of the soul. Yet all are in reality one, the composite man, the composite human, as steam, water, and ice are one, only in different degrees of concentration. So I think wholeness is kind of what we're after, and I'm also citing Marcia Sinitar's Ordinary People as Monks and Mystics, with another recommended reading here. To find my red feather marker. Wholeness exists to the extent an individual is conscious of and receptive to his innermost self. The most aware and accepting a person becomes of his inner images and motivations, the more he becomes healed. And I think that's our aim. We're looking toward wholeness, whole and integration of the mind and heart, body, spirit, etheric.
Yep. So we have this relationship here between mind and heart. Sometimes it can get imbalanced. Sometimes the mind tends to run the show, as it were. For those of you that remember Al Haig from the Reagan administration, who came in and when Reagan got shot, he stepped up and he said, I'm in charge here, when in fact it was like, there's still a vice president and there's still a, you're just, there are other people in line. But the ego-driven mind, sometimes our brains can kind of take charge of things and think that they're in charge. And then this happens. The brain's like going, all right, you will do what I tell you to do, all right? It's like going, I am running the show here, when in fact, really, this is more along the lines of, where are we? Where am I aiming? Can you advance it? Okay, there we go. More of a relationship that we want to have as far as a cooperative relationship between the brain and the heart. So, as far as the inference of different stimuli and data points that we take in, how do we take these in? Newspapers, books that we read, television programs that we watch, movies that we see, people that we interact with. And there is just an onslaught and a barrage of this information out here. I've just kind of like taken a couple of came from Seattle, front page of the Seattle Times on Thursday. Europe and U.S. declare a truce in the trade spat, but is it just a lull? Is this just a lull? Mariners CEO apology for past behavior of, and you open the door and it's just like, it's like going, okay, I've got tribal activists with ties to Seattle arrested, boss harassed and assaulted, what's said in the Trump-Cohen audio, it's Trump tax cuts help push a federal deficit higher at a rate. So this is what's going on in Seattle. How serious are streetcar problems? These are kinds of the things that we see. So, press Democrat, I picked up while I was over in Santa Rosa. Oh yeah. So, it's just like we've got the blazes that are going on in Reading that are being covered, CBS chief faces inquiry. Going through and, in the sports section, it says the Raiders, Gruden looms large, which for a Seahawk fan, the Raiders, bye. Okay. Sacramento Bee, which I stole from Vic and Carolyn's. But it was yesterday's. Yeah, I know, you wondered where it was. Wall of Flames, Judge Grant's new trial in secret deal murder case, more about Gruden, it can be a little much. I know people that get their entire news source from Fox News. I also know people that get their entire news source from MSNBC. It has an affectation when you're taking in these data points and you're feeding these data points to your heart. And your heart is taking this in a little bit at a time and a little bit at a time. And the more that it happens, the more that it affects how you feel. The environmental influences, we're charged with debugging code. As far as in order to maintain our operating systems. And so I found this little kind of song within the programmer circuit that somebody put together that said, 100 little bugs in the code, 100 little bugs, develop a fix, patch the fix in, 100 little bugs in the code, There are constant bugs that happen. We have to my general feeling is that we have to make ourselves aware of this, and we can make an affectation on ourselves based on the data that we take in and how we feel. So, question for all of you, how many of you have ever engaged in negative self-talk? Ouch. Big ouch, yes. I have done it several times. I sit and I miss a deadline, and I'm like going, oh my God, how could I have missed that? I'm so stupid. We take that in, and we do that constantly. It tends to be, I was privileged to see a speaker, Lisa Nichols, through a webcast at work that they brought her in as a motivational speaker. And she likened it, she goes, that it's likened to a boombox. You have this old boombox that were very popular in the 80s and 90s, and you had two cassette decks on the boombox. You had an A and a B. And so if you looked at it, she said the A section is like our negative self-talk. And that tape has got like the 100th greatest or 1,000 greatest hits of negative self-talk that we could ever have that just run constantly on a reel. The other tape is our positive affirmations, and it's virtually empty because we tend to be very hard on ourselves. I know I am as a musician and growing up as a theater kid. Man, you are your own harshest critic, and I take no mercy with myself. In this drive to make myself better, or what I perceive as better. What I would like to do, because we all engage in this, is I'd like to try a little exercise whereby we kind of offset this a little bit. So find somebody, we're going to pair you off by twos, so find somebody close by that you can do this with. And what I want you to do is we're going to engage in a little positive reinforcement, self-positive reinforcement, as well as recording an exterior voice. You're going to have a guest artist come in and provide you a little positive affirmation as well. So what I want you to do, we're just going to do this for a very short time. And make note of how you feel right now, okay? Because there are affectations that happen. So make note of how you feel right now. You're going to look each other in the eye, and you're going to say, yes, you're going to look directly into their soul. Vic, I see your soul. It's welcome here, by the way. Okay. And you're going to say to your partner, you're going to say an affirmation along the lines of, I am great. And you are going to sell that sucker, okay? This is like your used car sales. Here, it's like you have got to move the product off the lot, all right? So you are going to look at your partner, you're going to say, I am great. And your partner is going to look back at you and say, you are great. So you are going to hear it internally, and then you are going to hear it externally. So after you both have done that, pick something else that's very personal for you, that you feel very positive about yourself, and state that as I am whatever. The other person is going to repeat that back to you. So we're just going to do this for a very short time, and go. Okay, about 10 more seconds. And time. Okay. And now all that stunned puzzlement that I saw on your faces before we started this, that you're like going, what the hell is he making us do? Look around at everybody else that you can kind of see. It's an amazing thing that happens that just carries you forward. So getting into the heart-brain relationship, for some reason this isn't advancing again. Okay, this is kind of the same thing. The heart sends signals more to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. So it's always very, very important as far as what you put into your heart. Here's the challenge. When negative thought enters your mind, think of 3 positive ones and flip the script on that. Train yourself. So every time that you get one, take a moment, breathe, take about 10 seconds, think of 3 positive things for yourself that you can carry forward. Do this exercise on a regular basis. It's an incremental phase. It's an incremental change over time.
I challenged him on that statistic. Can you hear me? I challenged him on this statistic. I think 3 to 1 sounded low to me, but it's a great start. I worked for 9 years for a research psychologist named Dr. John Gottman, and his work was around relationship research. He and his colleague, Barry Levinson from Berkeley, would have married couples come into their lab, and they would just watch everyday interactions between the two, and also a conflict conversation. And what they found from that particular study was that to maintain the stasis of goodness in your relationship, there needs to be sort of a 20 to 1, 20 positive interactions to 1 negative, in order to maintain the basic stasis of goodness, like to build up all those good compliments and reaffirmations to really just have a baseline stasis. And then in conflict, if you can keep the ratio more to 5 to 1, 5 positives to negative interaction, which is a challenge, right? Then those couples were the ones that really made it for the long term. His claim to fame was in 1994. He said he could, with 94% accuracy, watch 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds of an interaction with a couple and know whether or not they were going to stay together. And basically, it was because of how they treated each other, the languaging they used, and that kind of emotional bank account that they held for one another in mind all the time.
Yep.
So 3-1's good.
There's a thing that says programming is 10% science, 20% ingenuity, and 70% getting the science and ingenuity to work with each other. So it is not necessarily an easy task. It's just a matter of staying true to it and moving forward. One of the things I would also say as far as a solution is don't use the word don't. Your subconscious just heard me say use the word, okay? Your subconscious does not register the word don't. So if you frame something in a don't from a negative standpoint, your subconscious will not pick that word up. It will flip it around and it will turn it into a negative that gets fed into your system. Harkens back to Mother Teresa being approached many years ago about attending an anti-war rally. And she said, she declined. She said, I cannot attend anti-war rally. And they're like, well, why not? She goes, if you have a march that's for peace, I will be a part of that. But I cannot be part of something that's anti-war. Even though it's a matter of the energy that you're starting off of. If you're starting off of a place of a confrontation which creates in itself just a negative field by its, whether it's justified or not, whether it's you're doing something that is worthwhile, flip that over and make that something as far as from a positive standpoint. The other thing is find yourself some good news out there. There are resources out there. This is a picture that I found on a thing called Good News Network, which I just found by typing good news into Google, and it was like right there near the top. This is 361 golden retrievers that are celebrating the breed over in Scotland. Yeah, it's like, I mean, part of my bucket list is to go to Southern California for the Southern California Beach Corgi Day. So, if you like want to search like some really cute stuff, SoCal Beach Corgi, and they've actually got a Facebook page that I'm a member of, even though I don't have a corgi. So, I mean, we can do these things. There's, it's a matter of minimizing the negative thought and the negative talk and the negative stimulus that goes into us. We're all capable of doing it. It's real easy to fall into a rut. I used to play the game of life many, many times growing up as a kid, and we would, that spinner. The spinner that you would like do your, and it was just like, okay, I'm just going to get this thing just to go and have it spin for like about 4 minutes, wait to get my number and just like get it perfectly in balance. And that happens. Occasionally, at times in life, you're going to spin that thing and it's just going to go level. The other times where you spin it and we go, and you just sit there and look at it and it's like going, oh, great, I have to move 2. All right, I wanted to move 7. I have to move 2. Whereas it's like that's not necessarily, but we keep moving forward and we keep going forward with this. And so what I would say to you is just like look for the good in this world. Be cognizant of your thoughts. Thoughts in mind produce after their kind. It's one of the basic unity principles. And so take that, and I hope this has been moderately entertaining for you. This is like my first venture into actually public speaking of this nature, and I, And coming in, I've kind of felt like I had just had a coffee and a bran muffin and was stuck in traffic on the Bay Bridge. So, you know. So, thank you all very much. God bless you all on your journeys, and namaste.
I want to invite everybody to prepare for meditation, and if you're a somatic scientist and want to use this as a silent walking meditation, I welcome that. The rest, please find a comfortable place. We'll bring you in song. My thought becomes my word, becomes my step, becomes my pathway. My thought becomes my word, becomes my step, becomes my pathway. My destination is God, always God. My destination is God, always God. My thought becomes my word, becomes my step, becomes my pathway. My thought becomes my word, becomes my step, becomes my pathway. My destination is God, always God. My destination is God, always God. Find your breath. Prepare your mind and your heart for a short journey. We breathe in and we feel our feet firmly planted on the earth. And with the in-breath, we slowly feel one foot raise up and take a small step forward. Another breath. And slowly, one foot follows the other. Another breath. And we find ourselves walking toward a beautiful forest floor, surrounded by cedar, the smell of sage and old-growth forest. And the softness of the ground meets our feet as we walk. Another breath. And come to this grove, and with your heart open, release anything that is not like love, anything that is not who you really are. Just drop. Let it fall to the ground and fall through the cells of your body out into the earth for recycling, letting that energy become something else, since it does not serve. Another breath. You walk and you know that God is and all is well around you. You have the protection of that violet flame, the beautiful, sparkling white light that falls on water as the sun does. And it covers you like a fabric, strengthening you and infusing your cells with all of the love, all of the energy, all of the knowledge that you need. And in the silence, we breathe and rest in the arms of God. Another breath. When you're ready, as you feel the energy infusing all the cells of your body, propelling you forward on the path, let gentle movement come back into your body here. You can open your eyes when you feel it's right, knowing that your wholeness and your health has been rejuvenated by your trip to the forest. And with a grateful heart, we say thank you, thank you, thank you, God, for this day, for this beautiful community, for the knowledge that God is and all is well, and that you are our freedom. And so it is. Amen.
Now what do you guys want to do?
I got lost in that meditation. Thank you. Wasn't this wonderful? I want to just keep this going. That's what I want to do. I don't want to go home, although home is pretty nice too. So as the ushers come forward, we're going to bless our tithes and offerings. This community is so loving and wonderful, and we have so much for which to be grateful. For each other, for wonderful talk this morning, for fabulous music, for the insights and wisdom that you all have shared, for the abundance that is ours, for the turnaround times, to step forward in faith and know that all is well. Every need is being met. We are surrounded in love. So let's make this affirmation together now. God's love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am and have, all that I give and receive. I am grateful.
So we had a birthday last night, and I want to sing again to Marion. She's 583 years old. And I don't think she takes aspirin or medicine or anything. You are an inspiration, sister. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
dear Marion. Happy birthday to you. Woo! She rocks it. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Here we go with some freedom. Everybody want freedom? Yes. Everybody want freedom?
That's what we're here for.
Freedom.
Whoa, freedom. Freedom. Yeah. Everybody want freedom. Freedom. Everybody want freedom. Freedom in your mind. Freedom in your soul.
Everybody want freedom.
Freedom in your body.
Freedom. Everybody want freedom.
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 Everybody want
Freedom.
Everybody want
Freedom.
Everybody want
Freedom.
Everybody want
Freedom. Everybody want freedom. Everybody want freedom. Everybody want freedom. Everybody want freedom. Freedom.
No matter what it is.
Freedom.
No matter where you are.
Freedom.
No matter what you do, you need freedom.
Freedom. Everybody want freedom. Everybody want freedom. Everybody want freedom. Everybody want freedom. 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 Everybody want freedom. Everybody want freedom. Everybody want freedom. Everybody want freedom. Freedom. Everybody want 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 freedom.
You wrote that, you sang it, you rocked it. So, is your heart full? Grateful? So much love here? This is a wonderful place to be, and we're at home in our hearts, and we have homework to do now. And I'm going to take that very much to heart and replace those negative thoughts immediately with good thoughts. That is very meaningful to me. Thank you. So we support each other in every intention to heal our lives, to be whole. And we know that that parking lot is going to get done, right? Amen. All right, so thank you, God, for every blessing. Our hearts are overflowing. We are abundant, and that's the way it is. Let's stand, and we're going to sing our peace song and sing it out.
join together in the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
We are one holy family.
We celebrate our oneness and honor our diversity. God bless you all. Flip the script. Watch your programming. Update your operating system at the proper times. So thank you all. Bless you.